Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TheGr8 here, and before I get going with my questions and answers video, I just want to say thank you to my friend Nick for that sick intro video. It was a cool project for him. It was a free project, and he's a really nice guy, good friend of mine. His link will be in the description below. Maybe he'll help you out sometime too. He's a really cool guy and a fun person to work with, and I was glad he did this for me. So that also leads into the point where am I going to go with my channel? I'm going to start making more videos. Now I'm officially going to start. I wanted to wait till I had a nice intro, something that will spice up my channels or my videos rather, and my channel altogether. So let's get to the questions and answers. The first question is from TweedleDee and he says to me, I think an explanation on how to utilize synergy could be beneficial to those competing in VGC. Mainly, synergy is basically what Pokemon work good together. You could have certain parts of your team that work well together. I'll explain my regionals team, how that was synergy. Just how the partner Pokemon will work together with the whole team. Usually you want a whole team to synergize together. So in any situation you can have one Pokemon paired with another Pokemon, or vice versa. Any other Pokemon, how well they mesh together. Offensive, defensive synergy, support synergy. Like Cresselia is a really good support Pokemon. She really helps out quite a bit on the team. She could pretty much fit into any team, honestly. And most of you guys that play VGC have known that already, that she can pretty much fit onto any team. Uh, to utilize synergy, you really want to look at the Pokemon you're using. Like perfect example is Ray's Worlds team from 2012, which was Cresselia Metagross and Garchomp, Tyranitar, Rotom and I can't remember the other one for some reason. Hydreigon maybe? I think it was Hydreigon. And his team just synergized so well together because like Hydreigon, Rotom synergized well together as a combo, like almost as a lead too. Cresselia Metagross, Cresselia Garchomp, Tyranitar Garchomp with, Sandvale and Sandstorm. And, Rotom was the counter Rain, but can be utilized with Cresselia Rotom for versus Rain teams. So there's a bunch of different synergies there for him. He basically looked at what could counter the most things in the metagame and basically went off around that. And, seeing a Ray team quite a bit online is kind of, not predictable. Well, it is kind of predictable, but you already know how to play against it. But the best people that use teams like that change things up, but they do really mesh well together. That's why Ray used those Pokemon, even though they were very standard. They really work well together. So I'm like, that's a good example. There's plenty of other examples, but that's probably the most known one. So that's one way to utilize synergy. Let's see. The next question is from Mixed Kid. He asks, what's your competitive team for 6th generation? Well, I haven't really gotten to experiment yet because of the last tournament last week. Regionals was the last Black and White 2 game tournament. Came out on 21st, if you guys weren't aware. It was okay, 6-2. Had some rough losses, but it was a good weekend. I had a great time seeing everyone again. Basically, things I want to try, though. Mega Mawile for sure. Azumarill. Sylveon looks pretty cool. Goodra. There's just a bunch of different combinations now in Pokemon that I really want to try out. And maybe in another video I'll have more of a decisive team than I did this time in this video because I haven't really gotten to play for that. Because mainly what I did was I played Y, and now I'm going through X, and then I'm going to start breeding things. And can't wait for the Pokemon Bank, honestly, because that's when I'm going to start to get back into the competitive scene. Okay, so Taxion asks me, what style do you like for battles? Defensive, all-out, offense, or a lot of status effects? And how do you pick your teams? This is a really tough question for me, mainly because I changed my style a lot to kind of mesh with the metagame. And it also depends on the Pokemon you have. So you don't always want to go hyper offensive because it can get shut down by the slower, bulkier teams. And you don't really want to go full on defensive because if your team can't really do damage, and basically the status effect thing is part of the bulky teams because you see a lot of bulky teams running status effects like Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Waves, like the Swagger. And basically what that does is that just stops you from doing anything. And, those teams that are bulky and have a lot of have a lot of status effect and bulk are going to be the most annoying things to play against. So sorry about my camera just like rotated there. I'm going to put it down again. It just moved because I kicked my table. But anyway, like I was saying, the teams that I like are a mix of all three. I like to have a defensive core, offensive core, and status. I love having status Pokemon. Not so much Thunderwave, but I really am a fan of Will-O-Wisp. For some reason, I just feel Intimidate is too... Intimidate is great, but it's easily counterable, where Will-O-Wisp can be countered, but not by a single Pokemon's ability. Like, you saw the rise of Defiant Tornadus and Bisharp over the Spring, Nationals, and Worlds. And that's because of all the Intimidate running around with Landorus T. So basically, I like some status effects. You know, I have run Parafusion, which is Swagger and Thunderwave. And, you know, that's a good strategy, but I really don't like to rely on the 50-50 chance of, oh, are they going to paralyze? Are they going to get hit with Confusion? I just don't like really going with that type of strategy. So I like to have defensive Pokemon. Like, I like to have Rotomolash, Cresselia defensively. Some offensive Pokemon, maybe Latios, Hydreigon, Metagross, and then the support Pokemon Thundurus was a big common Pokemon for me. Throughout 5th generation, I think I used Thundurus the most on most of my teams just because he has so much utility, and that's how I play my games. The way I pick my team is depending on the metagame. For Nationals, I picked Conkeldurr, and for those of you who don't know, I didn't pick Conkeldurr because everyone was using Conkeldurr. I was actually testing Conk right after the spring regionals. So before people started using him, I was really like into using him, and he worked out so much in testing, and he became a really favorite Pokemon of mine. And he's good at nationals, you know, won worlds and stuff. So it's a very, very good Pokemon. I picked him because I felt like he was so good at this time, and because there was so much Tyranitar running around, and there was just, you know, Conkeldurr just seemed right, and it was a good choice. You know, my team was offensive, but had defensive qualities, and it had status, which is support, and even, like, Trick Room. Trick Room's one of my favorite modes to run. I'm really known for using, like, the faster stuff, but with Trick Room, I really like that kind of team. I think Trick Room's one of the best speed controls in the entire game. That's just my opinion, but, yeah, I was just sharing that with you. So thank you for the question there, Tenexion. It's a really good question. Most of these are really good questions, so I felt like they needed to be answered. Finally, VGC asks, favorite support mon and why? Cresselia. Cresselia is the #1 support Pokemon, and I know that's probably the most common answer. I actually have two, so I'm going to go in that after. But Cresselia, #1 support Pokemon. She's so easy to be utilized. You could Expert Belt, HP Fire, Signal Beam. You could run Thunder Wave. You could run Trick Room. You could do so much with Cresselia. Icy Wind support. It's just so much stuff you can do with Cress that it just has to be the perfect support Pokemon. It gets Helping Hand. It gets Icy Wind, like I said. Thunder Wave. You know, Safeguard, Trick Room. She just gets everything. And, you know, that makes her one of the best support Pokemon in the game. But my other favorite support Pokemon, after I went away with it, was Choice Specs Latias. Well, not Choice Specs Latias, but after I went away with Choice Specs Latias, I went with support ones. And I feel like when me and Wolf were talking about this, Wolf Glick, I feel like Latias is a better Cresselia because it's A, faster, gets the support moves out faster, kind of almost as bulky, just not physically defensive. And it's just a really good Pokemon that can go on the offense, too. Like a Dragon Gem Draco Meteor with 92 special attack EVs still does so much from Latias while she's still supporting the team with Thunder Wave or Safeguard. You know, she can do a lot, too. And I feel like she's a really, really good support Pokemon that's underused. Next question is from Notal VGC. Congratulations on your placing at Philly. Mind telling me the team you used? Okay, well, the team I used was a team I used at Worlds LCQ, and I came top 32 there. So I'm going to be writing an article with Graysong about the team from 5th Gen and how it's going to transfer into 6th Gen with the changes of the metagame, different types and whatnot. Sorry, guys, I'm pretty sick right now. I'm not feeling so well, but I promised this video, so I really wanted to get it done. for everyone. Um, Basically, it was Politoed, Kingdra, Spiritomb, Porygon 2, Scizor, and Cresselia. And everyone, when I was playing at Philly, mostly were like, Spiritomb, what is that on your screen? Like, what are you playing? Like, why? And it's actually very, very good. The modes, it had so much good, like, synergy within the team. You know, Politoed, Kingdra, Scizor, they have good combination together. Cresselia, Scizor, Porygon 2, Scizor, because it was Swagger, Lumberry. And Porygon Spiritomb was probably my favorite synergy. It was a really shutdown defense, and it was really hard to beat. Once I started snarling and will-o-wisping people and getting my health back with Pain Split and leftovers. And it was actually a really, really cool thing. And it also had Infiltrator, so like it was his Dream World ability, which made it a lot more versatile than Pressure is. So basically that team was really awesome. I enjoyed it. Me and Grayson had made this great song from Nugget Bridge. And it was a really good team. We're working on an article out. Like, right now, we're pretty much working on it. He's working on a lot of the team building mechanics that he went through with it with me. And then I'm going to be sharing my experiences with it at Worlds and at the regionals last weekend. Let's see. I'm looking for another question. I know I have one more or two more. Okay, Dr. Love VGC asks me, I would like to know more of the main concept of a team, i.e., what you plan to stop in the current/future meta. Okay. Well, going into Worlds, when me and Grayson made this team, we knew Heatran was going to be a problem. Heatran was going to be a big problem because it saw so much success in the Japanese metagame. And going into Worlds, you know, that's a bigger tournament, obviously. And going into the LCQ, you're seeing players from Japan, Italy, you know, UK, US, and like a lot of the countries adapt to each other's styles. So basically, after like testing some stuff, we decided to use Politoed Kingdra and HP Ground Cresselia, and it was actually kind of like a metagame call during Philly mostly because it did win it did well at Worlds too with Aaron Zhang, and you know, it was like one of those Pokemon. I don't wait. Did Aaron use that? I don't know. If Aaron didn't use that, I mean, like, I meant Ryusuke, or Raisaki, or whatever his name was from Japan. Uh, but he used that, and it worked out really well because he won with that team. And the main concept of Heatran was set up Trick Room, and then Eruption, Fire Gem Eruption. And basically, we found a way around that with Politoed Kingdra, and you know, with Cresselia being slow too, with HP Ground to get that Eruption health away with Rain and stuff too. So we really wanted to counter Heatran mainly, but then it left us vulnerable to other Pokemon like Ferrothorn that you don't see very often, but I did see one at Philly and I had to stall it out with Spiritomb, Pain Split, well not Pain Split, but Will-O-Wisp, and, you know, keeping my Scizor alive from Leech Seed. So basically it's whatever Pokemon is really hot at the time. For Nationals, for sure, I was, on my team, it was Tyranitar, Rotom-Wash, Conkeldurr, Cresselia, I'm blanking on the other two for some reason, and the reason why I chose most of those Pokemon was because it was perfect for Breloom Liepard. Like, I was trying to get away from Breloom Liepard, and I figured out a way to beat it with that team. So there were so many things I could do to it. So that's what I was countering at Nationals because it was so popular in Korea. Then Aaron Zhang won a regional with it. That one I know I got right because I was at that regional. So basically, you know, that was a big thing I went after during that regional. So basically, it's all about what Pokemon are hot, what synergies are hot, and then you find a way to counter them. Plus, you don't want to leave yourself too vulnerable to other counters, too. And I know there's at least one more question here. And I really do appreciate you guys talking to me on Twitter about this and really replying. 6 questions is more than I thought I would get, and it's really interesting for me to do this. So, PlayRed10 asks, how do you actually decide your EV spreads? Again, basically, depends on the Pokemon. During the tournaments, I don't really like the 252 spreads unless it's on a Pokemon that's Choice Scarfed. like Tyranitar, 252, 252. There's actually a better spread for that. That's a little bit bulkier that lives like a grass knot or something. And, you know, it all depends on the Pokemon, you know, and what you're using the Pokemon for. Like Choice Specs Latios, when I used it at Philly last year, was basically enough. It was low speed because I was relying on Thunder Wave, and it was basically all in bulk and a couple, like a little bit in special attack. And I chose that because it had the most effective damage with Choice Specs while giving me some massive bulk to live some hits and actually be able to hit things hard. Um, Cresselia spreads are a little bit difficult because they can go any way. You could do special attack HP, you could do both defenses HP, you could do anything with Cresselia. I don't advise max speed. I've seen two people use Tim at 252, and it's kind of crazy for people to use that kind of stuff. And, you know, I just kind of feel that it depends on the Pokemon, depends on the type of attacks you want to live. Like, I remember Nationals 2012, I EV'd my Scrafty to live Dragon Gem Draco Meteor, and when I played my third round opponent, Josh Conrad, I did that, and I lived that Dragon Gem Draco Meteor. He was like, what? So, Scrafty's EV spread was to live the Dragon Gem Draco Meteor, because that was a common lead back in 2012, you know, the Hitmontop the Hitmontop Latios, and it was a really, really annoying strategy, and I wanted to live that attack. And a lot of people do EV for the Dragon Gem Draco, but a lot of people have changed to Life Orb so they don't get, you know, I think Life Orb is a great option if you're looking for Latios to do just so much damage and not really worry about survivability. Even though you want your Pokemon to survive, if he's doing so much damage, I mean, it's a trade-off. So, I think that might be it. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you're watching this right now, I really appreciate it. You know, to all my supporters, fans, friends that watch this, you can follow me on Twitter. My link will be in the description below. Nick's video channel will be in the description below. The guy who made the intro for me. And I'll be trying to stream and make X and Y videos. It's a little bit harder right now because I'm really just playing through. I'm more of a battler, as you guys can see. So I'm going to try to have some battles up and see what I can do with that and with X and Y, and maybe some more questions and answers videos, maybe some vlogs, who knows, whatever my channel brings. So yeah, if you want to hit the like button, you know, comment, leave me some comments, let me know what you think of the video. Follow me on Twitter, TheGr8 VGC. It's going to be in the description below. I always interact with people who tweet me, so I'm not one of those guys that kind of just ignores your messages. I do interact with people that want to talk to me. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.